Ever wondered if mythical creatures were actually real? I mean, maybe dragons didn't breathe fire, but what if something in nature looked just real enough to inspire those legends? Today we're diving into 5 real-life animals so weird ancient people saw them and said, "Yup, definitely magic. Let's get weird." 5. The basilisk, inspired by the king cobra. The basilisk was said to be a snake so deadly it could kill you just by looking at you. Even plants wilted at the sound of its breath. Basically a lizard with anxiety and god-level powers. But here's the twist. Ancient people in Africa and Asia had probably seen king cobras, snakes that flare their necks, hiss like banshees, and sometimes even rear up to your eye level. So yeah, stare down a cobra in the desert heat and tell me you wouldn't invent a myth. Also, the basilisk was said to die if it saw its own reflection. So basically, it was a snake with a dramatic flair and self-esteem issues. 4. The griffin, possibly inspired by Protoceratops fossils. A lion with wings? Sounds like a bad Photoshop job. But in ancient Scythia, near modern-day Mongolia, gold miners started finding strange fossils. Bones with beaks, 4 legs, massive heads. Turns out they may have been digging up Protoceratops fossils, a real dinosaur with a beaked face and lion-like body, no wings. But hey, ancient miners weren't paleontologists. They were like, yup, eagle face, lion butt, treasure nearby, must be a griffin. Add a little gold, sprinkle some fear, and boom, instant legend. 3. The kraken, probably a giant squid. According to sailors, the kraken was a sea monster so big it could wrap its tentacles around an entire ship and drag it under, which sounds terrifying, until you realize it's basically describing my anxiety. But here's the thing, giant squids are real. They can grow up to 13 meters, 43 feet long, and they live deep in the ocean where no one wants to go. They've even been caught on camera, so imagine you're a Viking, it's foggy, and something with 10 arms brushes your boat. Boom, welcome to Norse horror movies. Kraken, 1 clean pants, 02. The unicorn, maybe inspired by the Indian rhinoceros. The unicorn, elegant, pure, magical. Also, maybe just a rhino that skipped leg day. Ancient travelers visiting India wrote about seeing a massive beast with 1 horn, rough skin, and the personality of a rock. Sound familiar? The Indian rhinoceros has 1 giant horn and armor-like folds in its skin. Seen from far away or described by someone half drunk on camel milk, and boom, you get a unicorn. Also, unicorns were said to only appear to pure souls, which basically means, if you didn't see it, you're just not holy enough, Karen. 1. The dragon, possibly inspired by crocodiles and dinosaur bones. The king of mythical creatures. Breathes fire, flies, guards gold. Has a hoarding problem, but dragons might have a real-world origin. Crocodiles, especially Nile crocs, can grow up to 20 feet. Komodo dragons have venom and eat deer like popcorn. And don't forget, people started finding dinosaur fossils with massive jaws and claws long before paleontology was a thing. If I dug up a T-Rex skull with no internet to explain it, you bet I'd scream dragon and run home. So yeah, dragons may not be real, but they're real enough to make us wonder. So next time someone says mythical creatures aren't real, just remind them, nature is way weirder than we give it credit for. Maybe unicorns don't exist, but rhinos with medieval armor do. And let's be honest, that's way cooler. Subscribe for more weird facts, funny creatures, and the blurry line between myth and science.